the first great astronomer to emerge after the Middle Age. He reconstructed the solar system with the sun at the center and planets orbiting around it. He developed astronomical instruments that can measure positions of the stars. He established 3 laws of planetary motion. He discovered 4 satellites. He developed the 3 laws of motion, which form the basic principles of modern physics. The Sun is the hub of a huge rotating system of 8 classical planets. Their satellites and numerous of smaller asteroids, comets, meteoroids, and dwarf planets. An estimated 99.85% of the mass of our solar system is contained within the Sun and the planets that make up most of the remaining 15%. The planets traveling outward from the Sun are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Pluto was recently classified as a dwarf planet. Mercury is the smallest planet and also the closest planet to the Sun. Mercury revolves quickly but rotates slowly. One full day-night cycle on Earth takes 24 hours, but on Mercury it requires 179 Earth days. Thus, a night on Mercury lasts for about 3 months and followed by 3 months of daylight. Nighttime temperatures drop as low as negative 173 degrees Celsius, and noontime temperatures exceed 472 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt a tin can. Mercury has the greatest temperature extremes of any planet. Like our moon, Mercury absorbs most of the sunlight that strikes it, reflecting only 6% into space. In contrast, Earth reflects about 30% of light that strikes it. Much of it forms clouds. The minuscule amount of gas presented on Mercury may have originated as ionized gas emitted from the Sun. Because Mercury is nearest to the Sun, the odds of life ever existing on Mercury are slim to none. Venus, which is the second closest planet to the Sun, it orbits the Sun in a nearly perfect cycle once every 225 Earth days. Venus is the most similar to the Earth in size, density, mass, and the location in the solar system. Thus, it has been referred to as Earth's twin. Venus is the hottest planet in the solar system because of its thick, toxic atmosphere. Most of its surface is dry, rocky desert plains. Because of its dense atmosphere, the pressure on Venus's surface is 92% greater than Earth's. As of its similarities, it's hoped that detailed study of Venus will provide geologists with a better understanding of Earth's evolutionary history. Earth is the 3rd planet from the Sun and also where we live. Although it's the largest of the inner 4 rocky planets that orbit nearest to the Sun, the Earth is the first planet when traveling from the Sun to only have 1 moon in its solar system. It's the only planet to have liquid water on its surface. Other planets are way too hot to contain any water or too cold, causing any water to freeze. The Earth is about 93 million miles away from the Sun, which keeps temperature just right to have perfect water. More than 70% of Earth is covered by water. Because it consists of mostly water, it's sometimes called the blue planet. As far as we know, Earth is the only place that life exists. Millions of species of plants and animals call the planet Earth home, including us humans. Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun and the second smallest planet in the solar system. Mars is often called the red planet because of its colors. Mars is a small rocky planet and is the last planet in the inner solar system. Temperatures may dip as low as negative 225 degrees Fahrenheit, but at the equator, it may get as warm as 95 degrees Fahrenheit. One reason that Mars has such different temperatures, while it has an atmosphere made up of mostly carbon dioxide with tiny amounts of oxygen, is its very thin atmosphere. This prevents it from holding on to too much energy from the sun. Mars also has two moons, Phobos and Deimos. A cool fact about Mars is that it's home to the largest mountain in the solar system called Olympus Mons. It's more than 3 times higher than any mountain on Earth. Mars rotates in 24 hours and 37 minutes, only about 2.7% longer than an Earth's day. This is why people wonder if life could ever exist on Mars. Jupiter is the fifth planet from the Sun, also known as the largest planet in the solar system. Jupiter is made up mostly of gases, such as hydrogen, helium, methane, and ammonia. It would take more than 1,300 Earths to make up the size of Jupiter, and the diameter is 88,000 miles. Jupiter is so far from the Sun, it takes almost 11 Earth years to travel around the Sun just once. Jupiter rotates about once every 9 hours, faster than any planet in the solar system. Spinning so quickly causes strong weather patterns, which it makes the stormiest planet of the solar system. Jupiter has 67 moons that were discovered about 400 years ago by a famous scientist named Galileo. Jupiter also has tiny rings made mostly of dust particles, almost as similar to the planet Saturn. Saturn is the sixth planet from the Sun and also known for its beautiful icy rings. Like most of the planets, Saturn is a huge gas giant. It's made up of mostly hydrogen and helium, with crystals of ammonia in the upper layer of its atmosphere. This gives it its yellow pale color. Saturn takes about 29 years to travel around the Sun. However, it spins much quicker than Earth does. Instead of rotating once every 24 hours, Saturn's day lasts only 11 hours. Saturn's rings are about 175,000 miles long, but only about 30 meters thick and entirely made up of rocks. Its ring also plays a major role on how Saturn is structured. Uranus is the seventh planet from the Sun and also the third largest planet in the solar system. Uranus is made up of mostly hydrogen and helium, but it also has icy compounds of water, ammonia, and methane. Uranus has the coldest atmosphere than any other planet in the solar system, even though it's not the furthest planet away from the Sun. It takes 84 years to travel around the Sun. Because it spins at a tilt on its side, Uranus can cause winds of up to 560 miles per hour. Uranus has also been known as Neptune's twin, having similar structures and windy conditions. Neptune is the eighth and furthest known planet from the Sun. It is also the fourth largest planet in the solar system. Like Uranus, Neptune is made up of mostly hydrogen and helium, with traces of water, ammonia, and methane. Because of this, Neptune is referred to as an ice giant. Neptune has the strongest winds of any other planet in the solar system, with speeds recorded as high as 1,300 miles. It takes 165 years for Neptune to orbit around the Sun, making it the coldest planet in the solar system. Pluto is known as a dwarf planet. Pluto is extremely small and made up of ice and rock. It divides into about 2/3 rock and 1/3 ice. Pluto has a thin atmosphere made up of mostly nitrogen, with small amounts of methane and carbon dioxide. With an orbit that takes 248 years to complete. Pluto also rotates on its side, just like Uranus and Neptune. But however, it's nowhere near becoming a planet.